Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in on our YouTube and Facebook pages. Shout out to our radio partners, Fluent Media Network, Philly Jams 95.3, and Indie 101.5. Tonight's show is powered by Live Long Health, Paris Ice Bar, Copajn Vodka, Fiya Infusions, and Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Be sure to tap in with us every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, honey, and don't forget, the MzMetchi Show comes on every Monday at 11 a.m. It's showtime.
Yo, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I know what you should be doing. I'm the pride of the Eastside DJ MH Tutter, and you need to tune into the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi.
Yo, what's happening in? What's happening in? Oh, it's your $2 Fabo, Bankhead Fabo. Oh, hey, man, check this out. I want y'all to tune in right now to the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi. And I want you to tune in every Thursday at 6:30 Central Time. Oh, Fabo!
What it do? Your favorite cousin Young Jock checking in. And right now you're tuned into the Blueprint Live with my favorite MzMetchi, all right? Hey, man, you know what it is. Keep doing what you're doing and keep it right here. Chill.
Don't mind me. I'm just jamming to my guests tonight. Get your drinks. Come on in, y'all. I've been vibing since I was doing my makeup earlier. I'm gonna let the chorus drop real quick. Who y'all want? Ooh, I want you. It's nobody, okay. I think I found my jam. I'm going to be shaking ass to this summer. Welcome back to another week of the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Happy Thursday, wherever you are. Tonight, I have an exciting show for you. Ooh, I mean, was y'all feeling the music? Because I'm in my groove right now. That was my guest tonight. My special guest, Charlie Moon, is joining us. Okay, are y'all ready? I'm ready. Like, I feel like I've listened to the entire project. Honey, hold on. First off, let's get into it just real quick before we hop in and bring him on tonight. The new album is titled Sex, Chains, and Heartbreak. We got so much to talk about. But before we do that, though, if you are feeling that song, that was Nothing Like You off of that album for Charlie Moon. So make sure that you stream it. Add it onto your playlist. I know personally that jam is going on to the Blueprint Live playlist for sure. Like I got a few others, but I got to keep it PG-13 for my listeners to the playlist because it definitely gives rated R, okay? But we're gonna hop into it tonight. Before we get into tonight's topic, we got to shout out our amazing sponsors. So shout out to Live Long Health, Copajn Vodka. It's Copajn, baby. And y'all already know that that's what we're sipping tonight. He is the sponsor for tonight's What Would You Do? So make sure that you get something in your cup, preferably Copajn, baby. And of course, Fiya Infusions, and shout out to Paris Ice Bar. She is your mobile bartender. So if you all need someone, she's not just in Illinois. She can be anywhere you need her to be. She likes to get flued out, as they say. What's up, girl? Hey, happy Thursday. Thank you for tuning in. And of course, thank you so much to my radio partners. Where would we be without our amazing radio partners? Fluent Media Network, Philly Jams 95.3 and Indie 101.5, as well as Swag Her. Now, of course, you're tuning in on my Facebook and YouTube, but on Sundays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can catch the replay. I love a good replay. You can catch that on any of those stations on Sundays at 3 p.m. And then that the Blueprint Live is available anywhere you listen to your favorite show. So come on now. Let's get this together. If it's iHeart, Spotify, I'm a Spotify girly personally. Get it on your playlist. All of the episodes are there. Take a trip down memory lane. And of course, make sure that you're following MzMetchi as well as the Blueprint Media Company on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, hell, wherever you got social media, we are there. Make sure that you type it in. I love to follow you back and I love to support what you're doing. Tonight, now, y'all know I made an announcement on my page. So look, y'all know that we're gonna have to talk, and y'all know how we do. Hate it and love it, we're gonna let it all out. So tonight's topic that's gonna flow us into our topic beautifully tonight. Clap for yourself. Why your wins don't need an audience. I'm gonna be talking to some folks tonight. That's what we talk about. Clap for yourself. Somebody need to hear it. Somebody looking for somebody else to clap for them right now. But we're gonna talk about how you can clap for yourself. That's what we're getting into. Now, I want to go ahead and just take a moment. Now, before I bring in my special guest tonight, let me tell you how I love being able to go out and meet new people, just, network with new people. And a few weeks ago, I went to Beyond the Book. I went to her. This was it was just like a private event that she had at her space. Shout out to Lisa E for the invite, girl. I had so much fun. And, while I was there, of course, I'm chatting it up with a few of the people that I know. And my guest tonight, Charlie Moon, he walked up on us. And of course, we instantly were talking. We're just like, hey, what do you do? What do you do? You know, the typical networking thing where you're like, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? So we, of course, went through that song and dance. But he told me that he was an artist. And I'm like, hey, I've got the Blueprint Live. I love to bring new artists on. And, now he's not a new artist, but he's new to me. He's new to our conversation tonight. So I want you all to show him some love. Charlie, if you're ready for me, can I get a thumbs up? Okay, we got not one but two thumbs up. So let me set this up here. Okay, hold on, because I gotta make sure. Like, look, if we bringing on guests, y'all know we gotta make sure that we got it right for our guests. What y'all talking about in these comments? What's up, Nisha? What's going on? What's up, Dad? How you doing? Daddy-O's in the building. Now I'm gonna go ahead tonight. I want to introduce you all to my very special guest, Mr. Charlie Moon. Let's bring him on now.
Hey, what up, what up, what up?
Hey, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, right before Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? We getting close.
Look, I feel like we brought you on at the right time because you got a project out now that's speaking to where we are with the upcoming holiday.
Big facts. Yes, indeed.
I love it. I love it. Now, Charlie, how we like to do things on the Blueprint Live is to kind of walk my listeners through the journey of, from start to where you are now. And of course, we're going to get into the project and everything, but I kind of want to tap in and go back to the early days of Charlie.
Gotcha.
Can we do that?
Sure. Okay. Sounds great.
So for those that don't know, Charlie Moon, actually, you started off in church.
I did.
Can you, so I won't take you back too far, but can you talk to me about that moment when you shifted from doing gospel music and shifting more into secular music?
Well, I mean, to be honest, it's still a passion of mine. I'm still gifted in that area. But it was the year 2017, and I was listening to the Cheat Codes, which is like this pop group on a pop radio station, and they had a catchy song that I kept hearing, and I started getting the melody in my head. It's like I do with most songs, and I started writing a song, which is on my debut album, Last Night of Summer, and the name of that song was called Just Be Honest. And I got really inspired just by that and by a high school sweetheart. I'll just say, you know what? Hey, the gospel thing was cool, but I'm kind of feeling something different. And that is kind of how we got here. You know what I mean?
And you know what? Okay, look, now can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
Were you a preacher's kid?
No.
Okay. Well, because I mean, you know what? Look, I be trying to really delve in, because I think that when we talk about so often on the show, just how we pivot from one lane going into another, like just how you kind of navigated that. I think that it's, important to know or to share.
Right. Yeah. No. Thankfully, but my family's always been in church. You know what I mean? That was a big part of who I am. But I was not trying to be a PK or a pastor or anything like that. Just because it's a respect thing there too.
Of course.
For that, and I feel like if you're going to do that, you should fully commit to it. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. Well, now, your former name when you were performing was Prince Charles.
Correct. Some people know that.
We're kind of touching on transitions. Can we talk about how the transition from, of course, Prince Charles to Charlie Moon?
Yeah, I kind of got the nickname from like a friend of mine like years ago. With somebody who I was casually dating, and
Okay.
he was like, you kind of a Prince Charming, whatever.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, man, I think that kind of fit. So
Right. Like I like that a little bit.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, I guess Prince Charles don't sound too bad.
Okay.
And that's kind of how that happened. Yeah.
Okay. I love that. Now, I think that now is a good time for us to really go into the album. Now, look, I need you to know I listened. Look, he sent me, of course, he sent me everything so that I could, take a listen. And I think today, because I always try to listen to it right before the show too. It was like the third time that I would listen to it through, all the way through.
Okay.
And so I want to get this question out the way early because on the show, Charlie, I always ask my guests to pick a favorite. So I know I have my favorite song. I'm going to share mine too. But from the Sex, Chains, and Heartbreak album, I'm going to make it easy for you. What's your top 3 songs?
Top 3. Now, you ask any artist, they're going to tell you
Yeah, you got to narrow it down. That's what makes it, you got to narrow it down.
But if I had to narrow it down, because this project to me was so different, it was very bold. I would say track 4, 5, and 6 are my favorite, and those are the most songs on the album.
So Nobody Like You, Care About You, in My Heart.
No,
I'm on Spotify, Charlie. So you got to be.
Hold on, maybe it's 3. No, it's 8 tracks. So it should be 4, 5, and 6. So it's P, So Good. So P.
That's number 1.
Right. And
okay.
Sex, Chains, and Heartbreaks. I'm sorry, that's Sex in My Whip.
That song is wild. We're gonna get it.
And then Crawling Up the Wall. So those 3.
Charlie, not you to pick all of the ones with the action.
Listen,
sir. So I played Nobody Like You because that was actually one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
Now, let's see. Because for me, when I was thinking about when I was going to ask you that question, I said, you know what? I'm like, we should pick one from each element: the sex, the change, and the heartbreak. So Nobody Like You was one. I definitely agree with P, So Good. And y'all, we can't say the full word because
right.
Okay.
Just get the album.
And you know what? It's between Sex in My Whip and Crawling Up the Wall. Those would probably be the ones where I'm having a toss up if I had to narrow it down to 3.
Okay.
So, all right, now look, I like to get into the inspo, Charlie. So a few of the ones that we just named,
right? They
seem like personal experiences.
They were.
What was the catalyst?
Well, for one, when I seen you when I first met you and you saw the track list and you repeated this song, I was like, okay.
I was like this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So and I know you're trying to keep this a little bit PG.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a very adult album, so I'm going to try to keep it under the umbrella. But
we can go PG-13. Everybody's grown around here. Everyone's grown.
Okay. Just want to make sure. But with that specific song, P, So Good. It was the year of 2009.
Okay.
And I had started to date the woman that I was in love with since the 3rd grade.
Okay.
So we were boyfriend and girlfriend in 3rd grade, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
And once that year kind of came around, we kind of ran back into each other.
Yeah.
And we had we started dating, became a couple. She moved in with me. She was the first woman to ever move in with me. Oh. And we had a Say Yes floor tree. I think it's 16 songs in the album. And we played that album. Well, actually, I put the album on, but I played that album. And it was
spicy.
It was when I'm telling you that we were intimate.
Yeah.
No breaks for the whole album.
Come on now.
So
you say you had to go write a song about it.
It was many years later, but of course, I'm still very good friends with that person, and there's always love there. But when you had something so good, you know, it ain't gonna leave your thoughts. No matter who else is might come with a picture.
Yeah.
That's like up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a core memory.
Yeah.
you like that's etched inside my mind forever.
Big facts. So I had to write about it, and it's been getting a lot of love. This album, I think, really has just really made people feel in a good mood, in a good space.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're not in a relationship, I was having a conversation with somebody last night.
Okay.
That's a lady friend of mine. I was like, this is the type of album that you can grab your certain friend from the drawer, light you a candle.
Sir,
you know what I'm
come
saying?
on now.
And spend some you time on Valentine's Day. You don't
Ladies,
need a man.
get your toy box out. Get your toys, child. Okay. Look.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, Charlie, I want to ask you this. When because your album is great. For real. I mean, I wouldn't have listened to it. People send me stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, I'd be like this. Lord Jesus, I got to listen to it. But this was an album. It was great and no skips.
Appreciate that.
How do you kind of separate yourself as far as with your writing and just with your music from a lot of the R&B that we kind of see nowadays, where I don't know, I feel like it's so different. But how do you set yourself apart when you think about your projects?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I try to always write and come from a genuine place and from a place that I've experienced.
Okay.
And then also too, just to love the craft.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're in a space and time now where we don't really make money from our albums. Like, I actually had CDs printed, and real people who support music, they'll support it. Even if they don't have a CD player, they'll support it. And that's what been kind of really important to me, is just, what I'm saying, just to do what I love. And people who really love music, they gonna support you. And the ones that don't, they won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. Now, the with the title of your album, it does suggest some different things. That, of course, we've talked about, like, more of the, the sensual type of things, but also that element of heartbreak.
Yeah.
As a writer, because I mean, I need y'all to know that Charlie Moon, he writes his own music. Okay. How much of reflection did you have to do as far as to explore that element in the album?
A lot. And I'm kind of glad you asked that question, because there's even a deeper meaning behind the title. So with it, being called Sex, Chains, and Heartbreaks, there's elements to that. And when you don't necessarily have to be in a relationship with somebody, but when you're intimate with someone, right? That's the sex part, right?
Yeah.
Now, the chains represent soul ties. Because sometimes you're intimate with somebody, sometimes you can't let them go. You dealing with, like, man, I'm falling in love with this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, I can't
attached.
Can't let them go. I'm attached. You know what I mean? So that's the chains part. And then for whatever reason, sometimes those relationships, they don't work. And when they don't, that's when the heartbreak comes in. So that's why I entitled the album Sex, Chains, and Heartbreaks.
I tell you what, you just described a lot of cycles that I think that we see, whether they're spoken or unspoken, in terms of just how those situations, they loop you in and it takes you on a whole journey. You like we were just having a good time. And now you sitting there with a fistful of tears. That I want to know, just from your perspective, because you do compose your music and you write for yourself. Where do you kind of decide how much you want to reveal, in terms of in your music, and keeping it, to keep it relatable for your supporters and for your listeners?
Well, my favorite artist is Prince Rogers Nelson. Okay. And he, in his lifetime of music, he was always that person that was expressive and vulnerable on his body of music. And I feel like, for me, of course, you try to be, of course, mindful of what you say. And of course, those people who you dated in the past might hear those songs and might feel a certain way. But to me, I have to be true to who I am as a person and as an artist, and know that you know, if they were a part of my life and I wrote a song about them,
Yeah.
you should feel pretty good. If you know what I'm saying.
Okay. Like you got like call it a feature. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
come on, had Prince is the
I
man.
appreciate that, Cameron. Look at Cameron.
Come on, Kim. Thank you,
Yeah,
girl.
appreciate that.
I love that. And you know, I definitely wanted to know who was some of your inspiration, because I would imagine you've done gospel as well as R&B and everything. So I would imagine that your playlist in the car is all over the place.
Yes, and even to piggyback on a little bit of what you was asking earlier about the gospel side, I've even opened up for J. Moss and Regina Bell when I was Prince Charles.
Okay.
And I've sang background for Dietrich Haddon. So Dietrich Haddon is my favorite gospel artist, but I grew up listening to Fred Hammond, Kirk Franklin, Dawkins and Dawkins, Commission. It just kind of gave me, you know, when you grew up in like a Christian family and you hear a bunch of church music, you gotta hear something that's gonna make you want to bounce. You know what I mean? And like a bit. And my uncle would play Commission. He would play Fred Hammond, Dietrich Haddon. So when I came up with the Prince Charles thing, I really was just leaning on Dietrich Haddon and somebody who kind of looked like me. You know what I mean? And move. And I was like, okay, I think I can do this. I can watch his stage presence. I can kind of come over. You know what I mean?
Like, I can do that.
Exactly.
With a little spin.
Yep. And that's kind of how that happened. So that's on that side. As far as R&B, of course, like I said, Prince Rogers Nelson is my favorite artist. After that, of course, is Kels. It's R. Kelly.
Okay.
Is Tank. This album was definitely inspired by some Tank. I mean, you remember his 2007 album, Sex, Love, and Pain?
I do. So
if you look at that album cover, it's similar. It's just he's saying it in a different direction, and I'm saying it in this direction. So I was inspired by it, but I wanted to put my own flavor and my own meaning behind, you know, my album.
That's right.
Yeah,
it was. I mean, you know what? I feel like that, and I love what you said as far as with even just how you titled the album. It really took you on that journey just from start to finish. Now, I had a question personally. I did listen to the album off of Spotify, and you had 2 songs that had you featured, and the ladies, their voices sounded beautiful, but they did not. It's not on here as far as who it was. Who was that singing with you?
It's for the last song on the album.
Hold on.
Or both features?
Both. Yeah, I want to know both.
Okay, so track 7 is entitled "Missing My Love," and that's by an artist named Sam Jones.
Okay.
We've done 2 songs together. The first one we did, I didn't really love too much. I don't think he did either, so we kind of just left that on the shelf.
Okay.
And "Missing My Love," he produced, and I wrote the hook, the first verse, and the ending of the song. He wrote his own verse, the second verse.
Okay.
As far as the last song, which was "My Heart," that actually was one of the last songs that was written for the album.
Really? Okay.
And that artist, her name is Damo Moon, and she's an incredible artist as well.
I listen to her stuff.
Yeah. Damo, I met her. Actually, we did a show together like 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
And she has like this neo soul, this Erykah Badu, this Jill Scott vibe. You know what I mean? And her boyfriend actually is the one that produced a good half of this album. So I got to know him and his flavor, and you know, we came up with some magic. You know what I mean?
I love that. I mean, can you speak to, as an artist, the power of collaborating? Because I think that, you know, sometimes, and it doesn't matter what industry that you're in, it's always good to kind of come together and have that camaraderie. But how has that kind of been beneficial to you on your journey?
Woo! You sure you want me to answer that question?
I mean, look, now this thing, if it wasn't a favorable experience, we can go there too. Because, you know.
Yeah, listen. I kind of, before we even did this, I said I was going, but I didn't know you wanted to keep it PG. So I was like,
well, no, this is the thing. Look, I just don't want to say any harsh words. And then we could talk about experiences, but we don't never call it by name, because I don't have time for no slander, no cases, you know, but talk to me. What's going on?
I'll say this. There was an artist, actually,
Mm-hmm.
actually both artists on the first album.
Okay.
One in particular, I did a music video with, and if you go, you do your homework and listen to the first album, it's called Last Night of Summer, and that artist
Okay.
is very well known around Chicago. She's very well known.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
but my professional experience recording with her, like
Yeah.
it came out, in my opinion, the vocals in the song came out pretty good, right? But it was
Okay.
her first project. So she's done maybe 2 projects, but she hasn't done anything in years, like probably a
Okay.
decade.
Okay.
But to me, the recording process, it was good. But I think when we got done with the record, it was some things that she didn't really care for. And
Mm-hmm.
she didn't communicate that to me as far as being a new artist and saying some things that you didn't like. And
Okay.
if it was expressed, I could make those corrections. But she
Okay.
never did. And then after it came out, she just wasn't supportive, wasn't reposting the album. And
Yeah.
I don't really care for that. You know what I mean? Like, we both adults. If you don't like something, let me know.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
change it. But just not to say anything and then you're on the project. I paid you what you asked for, and then
Yeah.
don't help promote something that you're on.
Yeah.
I just
It's
didn't like that. So yeah.
you know what? And I tell you what, Charlie, everyone sometimes people are not able to hold up their end of the bargain. And it's unfortunate. I always hate to hear when people have those experiences, because it does, every time that it happens, it kind of chips away a bit at you wanting to let new people in. But you keep going. That might have been an experience, but there are other people that I'm sure that you can connect with and collaborate with, that they'll be excited to share what you got going on, and they'll be excited to be a part of a project with you. And it happens. I'm learning as an entrepreneur that a lot of the times people do not know how to effectively communicate.
Right.
Because if someone dislikes something, if they don't know how to advocate for themselves and say it in a way, or they feel like they're going to offend, it can turn into a big ball of mess. So I do hope, my hope is that if they ever see this interview and they hear things from your side, that, you all could come to a place of resolve and re-release it. We are in the time of re-releasing, Charlie,
Hopefully so, because the thing about it, I
Yeah.
had so much love for this person. Like, she don't even understand, like, so much love for her craft and respect.
Yeah.
So for me to even reach out and then ask you what you wanted and to pay you, I was like, it's no problem, because I respect what you do. I respect your craft.
100%.
But
Yeah.
it could be a mutual thing, and when it's not, it don't sit right with me. And
Yeah.
there's been a few artists that I've worked with, and it was like to the point like, man, I don't really know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, I tell you what, I'm not an artist, but this is what I deal with, Charlie, and I'll share this with you in light of transparency. But it will be people that maybe they reached out to me. I'm talking about in my DM, like, hey, can I come on the show? Can I do this and all that other stuff? And then, you go and you tag them. They don't allow it to hit their page. They don't reshare the story. And I miss some stuff. I am MzMetchi. I be busy. Y'all be messaging me when I'm at work. I'm a corporatepreneur. But if I see it, I'll always acknowledge it in some type of way, or be like, oh damn, I missed that, right? But it's the people that they're coming on the show. They don't want to allow that visibility, but you want my audience to support you,
right?
But I can't tap into your audience. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's enough that it ticks you off.
Yep.
It ticks you off, because we call that here on the show a form of trying to little bow wow somebody, where you want access to their network, but you don't want to give no access to your network. We don't do that. We don't do that.
And one other thing too I wanted to say about that as well is I think I've learned that everybody doesn't have the same vision or the same love for what they do like you do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't have that same passion. And that's why it's kind of good too to really have a conversation, sometimes in depth, with that person you want to collaborate with, to see what's your vision for this. What do you plan on doing with this? Do you plan on, reposting if I work with you, or you know what I mean? Like, I want to know.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about what I do.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And if you're not, I don't need to be working with you, because you ain't passionate about it. Can you effectively communicate if you don't like something?
You better start asking them that. Look, I tell you what, last night I went to our networking soiree for the organization I'm a part of. And one thing that's been happening to me, Charlie, you tell me, I don't know if it didn't happen to you. Will you ever meet people and they be like, oh, let me get your IG, like, you know, and they get you to follow them, but then they don't follow you, or they follow you and then they unfollow you. So you know, I just start putting it when they asking me for my Instagram and everything. I'm like, look, don't follow me and then unfollow me, because you're gonna be like, you're gonna piss me off a little bit. So I tell them right away, start putting that in your introduction. Like, look, I want to work with you and I'd like to do a song, but if you're not gonna share it or do anything like that, you don't really get down with the marketing piece of it, please don't take my money.
Listen,
because as new artists, I need for people that are listening, if you are artists, sometimes they have to pay for those particular features if they don't have those relationships.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, studio time is paid. I mean, if you pay a photographer and then you bring an artist on, like what's on my sophomore album, this new album, this person, I mean, like they didn't pay for any of the artwork, no pictures, you know what I mean? But they didn't want to pay to shoot the music video. And I'm like, come on, man. Like we both are parties. I already paid for it. We had to reshoot, and you don't want to over half the money on something that you're on.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Jesus. I'm like, I love for you, but I can't work with you no more. If you're not gonna move, you know what I'm saying? Just certain level.
Yeah.
You just gotta
like I have to catch you when we got an A&R budget. I'm gonna have to holler at you. Oh, Charlie, you know what? And thank you for sharing that, because I think a lot of the times, you know, when I bring my guest on and there's different people from different industries, it's important for people to know that you kind of go through some trials and tribulations too, outside of the success and the things that's going on. It's important to honor both sides. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the way it is in our city, Chicago. Everybody doesn't support everybody either, which is nuts to me. But they just don't. They gaslight you. Say like, "Hey, I did a radio show, and it's on my YouTube page if you want to know." And these folks like, "Oh, we love your music. We're gonna play it next week on our radio station." Tell me why next week I tuned in and they didn't play the song. I'm like, why would you gaslight me if you wasn't just like, you know, you could have just said nothing.
Right. Like, you do know you didn't have to. But my biggest thing is, this is like, please don't overpromise and underdeliver. You gonna tick me off up in here, okay?
You know, big facts.
Like, you could have just been quiet. You could have been quiet.
Somebody said, "Man, see, they understand." Yep.
Oh, Lanisha, look, Anisha, fill us on this tonight. Yep. Oh my goodness. Now, before you leave, I kind of, because I want to bring us back to the Sex Change and Heartbreak album. If someone is discovering your music for the first time and this is the album that they come across first, what do you want them to walk away with after they've listened to the entire album?
I would say I would want them to walk away with guarding your heart. You know, seriously, you know, guard your heart. It's okay to be a free spirit, to be open and to be vulnerable and to love somebody. But you know what I'm saying? Really guard your heart, because there are a lot of men out here who are just chasing the box, and you know what I mean by the box. And they're not putting that time in to really, matter of fact, a friend of mine who was dating someone in my family. I'll put it that way.
Oh my God.
And yes. And
I know that's rough. You like, I've been thinking some things, baby. Okay.
As soon as I heard, I was like, I don't think this gonna end well. But I'm not gonna hate. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. And
we grown.
Right. And this person was leading with her money and not with love. And I had to, even though that was my family member who she was dating, I had been knowing her for about 15, 20 years. So I'm like, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. You need to really lead with love and not with trying to send him $20 here, $50 here. I'm like, why are you giving him money for? What has he done to deserve your money?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I mean by guard your heart, because you're going to end up being hurt if you're spreading them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Before he didn't put in some work with you. Come on, man. You're not guarding this. You're not guarding this.
Yeah.
So you're going to get hurt every time because you're leading with the wrong thing. So even though this album is about the intimacy and sex, it's also about what can happen if you don't guard your heart. Yeah.
That's a word. Can y'all pay? Can we get a collection plate pass for Charlie Moon tonight? He need the Mayan, okay?
Listen, that's a little bit the Prince Charles sound that was coming out.
I mean, you know what? Look, that is a word, and I think the crazy part is that no matter where you are, because I'm married, but I know, of course, I've had a dating life before that, and everything that you just said, you can resonate. If you don't protect yourself, you will end up hurt every time. Come on, well, everybody experienced it at least once. Okay, I mean, unless you just grew up around a pack of players, I don't know. But you've experienced it at least once where you don't guard yourself. What a word! What a word, Charlie! Oh my goodness. How can we support you? Because of course everybody tonight they're gonna follow you and then go and stream the album. But how else can we support you? And when you performing, like because we could pull up.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely support me here on Facebook.
Okay.
Instagram I used to be on, but I took a little lengthy break from there. I'm on TikTok as well. Behind me here is YouTube, so of course subscribe to the channel.
Okay.
And I'm also working on some new stuff. I'm thinking about putting out maybe a deluxe version of this album. So, we shall see. We shall see.
I'm excited for you, Charlie. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
No problem. So you're not gonna have me sing, or that's gonna be next time?
Well, this is the thing. I do want you to sing, but we're gonna have to take that to the MzMetchi show.
Okay.
What you think? I mean, are you okay with that? Like,
listen. I'm telling you right now. You bring me on the show.
You finna sing it down to the ground.
Listen, garments of clothes.
No, please.
Falling off.
Okay, so ladies, y'all gonna come down with Charlie. Y'all gonna be in the back like, what?
Listen. I'm a very intimate, look in your eyes type of person. Like it gets real serious.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we gotta bring somebody so that they could get all of that.
Okay, I'm down with it.
All right. Well, look, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
No problem. Thank you.
Of course. Until next time. Now, you make sure you come back, especially if you release the deluxe album. You got to come back.
We'll do. We'll do for sure.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Y'all, look, I told you it was gonna be a good show tonight. What y'all talking about in these comments over here? Come on now. What's up, Nisha? Hey, Auntie Tracy. Kim G, I think I saw you over there. Will. Look, as Auntie Tracy call him, Z is in the comments. If you all haven't already, make sure that you follow Charlie Moon. I've been, of course, promoting him all week that he was coming on the show. So I'm going to leave his information here at the bottom while we take a really quick break. Because, baby, we about to get into Hate It and Love It. And I got a lot of love it's this week. I got a lot of love it's right after this.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
All right, y'all, it's time for Hate It and Love It. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Yes, I had to start it off with a scream. If you missed any of my exclusive interview with Charlie Moon tonight, make sure that you all catch that on the replay with my radio partners on Sunday, or you can catch it on Facebook and YouTube. And y'all make sure that y'all go and support. Listen to the Sex Change and Heartbreak album. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And I'll remind you before we hop in tonight, because it's a celebration personally. Get your cups out. Everybody get your drinks up, because it's a celebration every time we link up. Okay, drop those businesses in the comments. I'm going to always remind you of that. Now, it's time to get into the Hate It and Love It. And God darn it, I got some bubbly here. Because, baby, look, let me go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and pop it, baby. I'm popping it with y'all with the people. Baby, look. The MzMetchi show is going on television. I don't even need the air horns recorded. I got my own. Let's talk about it. We shaking the room. We shaking the screen. Come on now. The MzMetchi show, I want y'all to hit a little bubble too, okay, is going on television. Baby, look, I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying. It's so many things that I feel in my spirit. Baby. Hey, Nisha, yes. Oh my goodness. Appreciate the love. Digest the album, please. Y'all, look. I ain't even gonna lie. Of course, I thank God. Okay. Number one, without him, nothing is possible. Okay. Nothing is possible. But look, I want to talk for real because hold on, I'm gonna take a sip. Y'all. Oh, and I'm not gonna get emotional tonight. I've been holding it in all week, but for real, I wanted to wait so we could really celebrate tonight. I went ahead and I announced it today because I knew I want to talk about it on the show with you guys. But look, I have been wanting to be on television. Ever since I used to watch, look, y'all, my lineup used to look like Maury, Jenny Jones. I used to watch Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake. I used to watch these shows. I need y'all to know I was so about the talk shows. I loved all of it. I've just literally studied it. Oprah, everything that you could think. Any person who has had a daytime talk show, down to the goddamn on Sharon Osbourne, I have watched it. And I felt like I'm supposed to be within that. And I had been thinking about it. I've been in media now, hardcore, of course, for 7 years. And I was saying about 2022 was when it really started coming to mind. I'm like, I can do this. I can do this, right? And September 2023, I shot the pilot, okay? Shout out to Mario Sketch Killer. Shout out to MH. Okay, you know, we came together. We had our first guest, Chaz Up. We had Binky, okay? We had Pouty Girls. You know, I brought all of my day ones together, okay, to see. I'm like, can we do this? And I shot the show for a while and just was trying to find placement. And y'all, it wasn't working. It wouldn't pick up. And when I had the thing that happened with that network where I was supposed to have another segment and it fell through on the day that it was supposed to be released, y'all, I was depleted. I did not know if I wanted to go on. I didn't. I would schedule stuff with folks and they canceled. Y'all, I went through the ringer. And I'll never forget, Mario sat me down and he like, as long as it's me and you here at minimum, this is the MzMetchi show. And boy, why did he say that to me? Because when he said that to me, I went crazy. And we finished the whole season. Season 1 has 9 episodes. But I still shopped it. And it was still a no. And it was still no one answering, no one saying anything. I don't even think y'all know how many no's that your girl went through. But to me, I'm a persistent girl. So no is just a delayed yes. I'm not accepting no. No, I'm not accepting no. I don't accept it. And my girlfriend tagged me in a post. And I just went for it. She tagged me. And they replied back to me within a few hours, y'all. When you are doing what God calls you to do, he will make way for you, y'all. I don't have a lot of followers. I don't. But I have a lot of impact. And I know that. And I am walking in my purpose. And nothing will stop that. So cheers. Cheers to the team. Cheers to every person that graced season 1 with me. Cheers to everyone that's coming up for season 2. Cheers to all of my partners, my sponsors. Live long health. I didn't even want to release the pilot episode because I've lost over 70 something pounds since then. Your girl looking good. I'm slim and trim. Okay. I'm slimming up. But it has to be released because it tells the story. Y'all know what happened to me in 2023. That year was toe up for me. Keep going. This has been a dream of mine. Oh, I have prayed, y'all. Oh my God, I'm not gonna get emotional on y'all, but I have prayed. I prayed for it. And I worked my ass off for it. Cheers. Cheers. God damn it. Cheers. Okay. The MzMetchi Show will be on Cable 25 in Chicago. Chicago, just for reference, our public access network. And I want to, I want to speak specifically to the people because you know what? I got some haters in my life. I want to keep it real. That'll be like, oh, that ain't nothing. Oh, girl, it's just public access. We are the third largest market in the nation. My show starts on February 23rd at 4 p.m. And guess what? They happen to think that it was so damn good that they want to replay it on Saturday at 2 o'clock. So if you are here in the Chicagoland area, if you are in Chicago, blow the analytics up because I don't do this for me. I tell y'all every week that I'm not doing this for me. I am here to promote you. That's God gave me my assignment 7 years ago. I am only following what it is that he told me to do. God, thank you. Because every step, I need y'all to know that MzMetchi has imposter syndrome too. Sometimes I be in spaces and I'm like, how the hell did I get here? What the hell? I be looking around. I'm like, oh my God. God will make way for you if you follow his assignment. And I'm not trying to preach. Y'all don't even have to pass the collection plate to me. God just wanted me to tell y'all that. And we praise God over here. If you praise Buddha or whatever the case is, he gave a little message. He said to pass it along to y'all too. That's cool. It happens. Walk in your purpose and walk in your destiny. I'm telling you, I am living proof. I will be on the third largest public access network in the nation. And the nation is in chaos. So they need positivity like what it is that I'm trying to give. I want to put my city on for real, not just talk about it. I don't get awards. I'm not doing it for clout. I'm not doing it. I barely don't. I'm trying to get to a place where we can really make some real for real dollars up in here. I need your help. And if you know anything about me, I will put you on and put you in position if possible. So now I need you. I need y'all to make some noise in Chicago for me. Help me out because y'all know that if I get there, I will take the whole damn city with me. Come with me. I need you. It's not just a cheers for me. I didn't do it alone. I didn't. I'm thankful for everyone, for every night that we sat in there, for every time that me and all my team, because we all work, y'all, and we still put it together. I'm thankful. I love y'all. Thank y'all for celebrating with me all the time, even when it was just on Facebook and YouTube. And understand, I'm not going to stop there. If y'all know me, I'm not going to stop there. So it's only the beginning. So that is the love. And I want to get into a few of y'all comments because I tell you what, you know, on the flip side of that is the hated it too. So we got to talk. Deja, she said, yes, sister cousin. So proud of you. Thank you. I love you, sister cousin. You know, I have to give a speech, sis. Of course. Shout out to Nisha. Y'all better make sure that y'all get some of her body butters. Hold on, girl. My bag is sitting right here. Nourish me. I'm for real. We support for real. Y'all better get into it. Anthony, it's a little thing in there for you too, baby. So don't worry about it. Auntie Tracy said, I know that's right. Congratulations. Outstanding. Thank you, Charlie. Congrats. That's huge. Jenny Jones was the she. And Mari, you are the father. Yes. Love Mari. Love it. David is tuning in from Cedar Hill, Texas. Cedar Hill, Texas. Okay. I love that. And Nisha said, I needed to hear that. Look, I'm here to just give y'all the message that was given to me. That's all. That's all. Now, look, y'all, I've been in celebration the whole time. And so I'm going to give y'all a hated it. And I know, let me tell y'all this. I know somebody going to be able to feel me on this. Hold on. Because we sit with our pinkies up. Because we're going to be on television real soon. So we sit with our pinkies up. But you ever... I'm the type of person, y'all know me. I'm real, like I like to celebrate people. I don't care where you are in your journey or in the process, what it is that you're doing. You could, I tell my friends all the time, I'm like, baby, you could have an onion party and I'm going to support you and ask, do you want yellow onion, green onion, blue onion, purple onion? What do you want? I love you. Like I'm showing up. I love you. And have you ever, like, as that person, you're the person that you celebrate everybody, you show up, you do what you got to do, you put the work in, you roll your sleeves up, you there cleaning up after work, baby, you do it all. And you ever text somebody or you call them or you email them, whatever mode of communication that you have to share your good news, right? You finally, you got some things going on for yourself. And they be real dry and real like, real curt. That's the word we've been using for the month of February. They be real curt with you. It inspired tonight's topic. Let me remind you what that one is. To clap for yourself. And why your wins don't need an audience. We're going to talk about it. Because see, this is the thing. I think that people got to understand that when y'all be doing messed up stuff to me, you know, people know if they listen to the show all the time. I won't blast you and call you out by name. We don't do that. That's messy. But we're going to talk about the themes of what it is that we see, and we're going to break it down. But I'm going to tell you something. If you are that person and you go around and you are uplifting everybody and celebrating them and doing all the other stuff, you popping the bottles with them, you spending the money, you doing all of that, you a part of the cleanup crew, you doing all of that. And they try to minimize or they try to be real dry with you when it comes to that. Get from around them people. That's the hate of it. The hate of it is having people that they feel like that celebrating you is a chore. It's a problem. It's doing too much. You might be asking for too much to just have somebody just acknowledge whatever it is that's going on. Let me tell you something. I'm so on a high that I need y'all to know that although it's a hated it and I peep the buffoonery, nothing can bring me down from this particular high. Not a goddamn thing. We cussing tonight. Fuck it. I'm celebrating. It's a celebration. Whatever. Fluent. I'm not submitting this one to y'all for Sunday. And if I do, it's just going to have hella bleeps in it. But for real. When it happened, because before I released it to the public today. But there were, you know, my inner core people, I absolutely shared that with them before it went public online. Because that, you know, at first, I was just keeping stuff to myself, and I'm like, boom, I'll just post it on Facebook. And they like, girl, like, we actually love you for real. And I'm like, well, I just didn't want to be popping it. I told y'all 2026, I'm popping it regardless. And the thing about it is that when you have dry hater energy, it's peaked. It's peaked. Yeah. Who cares? The windshield is bigger than the rear view. The rear view. So just know that and the thing about it is I don't care if they happen to be watching either. I'm just kind of in that place. I don't care. But if you know that you came with dry hater energy or whatever the case is, we repel that and send it right back to you. And I hope that whatever it is that, you know, got you feeling a little Morton salty, I pray that God lifts that for you, because we in the season of celebration. It's a winning season, and we're not going to stop until God says that we stop. Because it's the thing I need y'all to know. MzMetchi gonna always be humble or whatever the case is. But you know what? I believe that God has been moving me to go ahead and pop it a little bit more and don't let people play with you. Don't have people in your circle that's got dry energy when it comes to you. I don't care if my friend called me and was just like, girl, you could tell me anything. Friend, family member, coworker, whoever. We celebrate our people. And if you're not doing that, that's the hate of it. Moving along. Last night, I was on the panel for the Black Women Professionals League first quarter networking soiree. I was happy to sit alongside Kiana Barber as well as Jamila Perry, from both my sisters, and Erica Linton. She was our moderator for the night. Reese, thank you so much, girl, for having me on. We had a great conversation. The vibes were immaculate in the room, and some of the ladies that I met, these are people that I hope that I hope that they will join us, but then I hope that you all can meet them too. So I'm excited to introduce a few of them. Let me get in these comments. Nisha, what's up, girl? Yes. Hey, Tanae. Yes, to the hair. Come on now. You like a little balayage? I think I said it right. Tanae said, girl, forget the haters. We winning over here in our circles. Boss women. Clock it. Clock it. Okay, Tanae winning too. Baby girl just had a promotion. My best friend Kim G just started her, you know what I'm saying, her new career. Like, baby, when I tell you the girl, we are getting it. Nisha, keep that dry energy away, baby. I want my energy over here moist. Okay? Don't be texting me. Let me tell y'all a pet peeve of mine. I don't like congrats without the elations at the end. Do not text me or email me congrats. Put the elations on there. I am worth the full word. If you say okay, say okay and add the AY. I'm big on that, y'all. I went to school. I have a bachelor's of arts in English. I have studied the English language. And you got to know when people are using certain things or whatever the case is to deduce you in conversation. Don't let nobody little bow wow you in the situation. If you're going to give me my congrats, baby, add the elations. Now quote that. Okay? I'm not even trying to act like a snob tonight. But let me tell y'all something. You know what? It be when you be a good person. It be when you a good person. My bad, I'm shaking the table. That people will try to play with you. People will see your light before you see it. And as quickly as they notice your light, they be hoping that you don't see it and they'll try to dim it. I'm here as a witness to it. You can't dim what's over here. God got this on the light switch that don't turn off. Okay? May your light never turn off. May for the person whoever trying to flick your switch off, wherever you are, may their hand get electrocuted. Okay? The finger. Zap the finger. Anyway. Last night, the panel was off the chain. I'm very thankful for any opportunity that I have to speak about my expertise of what it is that I do, because I'm not just, I'm able to take the skills that I have and bring it into my business, but being able to share that with other fellow Black women, it is my heart's desire. I'm very thankful. So if you all missed the first one, the next one is going to be April 9th, I believe. I believe that they said April 9th. I was drinking champagne last night too. I've been celebrating all week. I can't help it. Now, last but not least, and I'm glad that my sister cousin Deja is in the comments. Okay, shout out to the next Love It, and we're gonna close it out. Is the LinkedIn Lit Brunch. Shout out to Deja, my sister cousin, the CEO and founder of Warner Tax and Accounting. Okay, baby, she's one of our sponsors. She's one of our sponsors. Yes. So we are excited to have her in the room. If you are a business owner, or if you just, you just regular just need to file your taxes now, come on in there to the LinkedIn Lit Brunch on April 25th. Tickets are available at the bpmediaco.com/LinkedIn Lit Brunch. Y'all already know we was going to throw some promotion in there. Period. Auntie Tracy said, laughing my ass off. Deja, laughing my ass off. Girl, moist, please. But I feel you. Yes, I don't want any dry energy. Make it moist. Please. Because this is the thing, I'm coming behind mine with moist energy. Not even I'm being for real. I'm not coming with no dry energy. You could call me and just be like, you know what? I was in bed depressed for 6 days and I got up and washed my ass on the 7th day. And we're going to celebrate that because it needs celebration. You got up. You did what you needed to do. Anytime, if you are in a situation where people are trying to little bow wow you or deduce your impact, deduce what it is that you do or not recognize you, or actually withholding any praise that they can give you to acknowledge you, get from around them people. They not for you. Dry energy, moisten it up. I stand by that. Yes, Kim G, already know we celebrating, baby. We got to get back out to Chili's and get our little $6 drink. Shout out to Jay. Stephanie Padilla. I know that's right. Watching from Buffalo, New York. Thank you. Come on now. New York is in the building. New York is in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Kim said the wettest honey, the moist energy is a must. No dry energy. There was Rick Ross. I was listening to a clip before I went live today, and he was talking with D Wade. And I didn't even know D Wade had a podcast or anything like that. So but I was thoroughly enthused by this clip. And he's like, man, D Wade, if I roll up on your post, he's like, look, I'm busy. Half the time I'm scrolling or whatever the case is, I don't even care. But he said, if I see that it's you and you my friend, I'm gonna like it. Right? I don't care what as soon as my friend name pop up, Tanae is on this live. Tanae probably posts like once every 6 months. If it pop up on my timeline, I'm like, boo, boo, boo. I don't care what it is. She could be like out here changing a flat tire. I'm like, that's a bad thing right there. Kim post her boys. Boop, boop. Deja got a new workshop. Boop, boop. Nisha got a new scent for her thing. Boop, boop. I don't care what it is that you are doing. I'm coming with moist energy every time with my friends. No dry energy over here. Keep that. Keep it. Right after this break, we're going to hop into tonight's What Would You Do? Sponsored by our very own Copajn Vodka. Of course, I'm sipping it out of my MzMetchi show double shot glass. Because, baby, we're going to have a good time right after this break.
Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Let's get into today's What Would You Do? Where we're talking about real situations with real people and offering real solutions.
The liquor got me hot, y'all. Hey, we celebrating tonight. Drop your businesses in the comments if you have not done so already, because I got a few business owners in here and y'all ain't dropped it. Now, tonight's What Would You Do? I'm not going to lie. I pulled this one randomly off of offline. So shout out to whoever this person was. Okay, I don't know this person. This was not a personal submission, but we're going to go ahead and take a shot in their honor because this one is deep. And I'm celebrating. And I'm going to chase it with a champagne pool. Woo! Woo! So by the time I get to what's happening, what's up, it get a little crazy. Bear with me. My husband is the hardest working man I know. From sun up to sundown, he's either getting ready for work or working overtime. The issue is his check remains the same and not a nickel more. I'm not stupid. So I asked him if he was cheating. He said, my girlfriend just had my son and he's in ICU. He may not make it. I said to him, good, because he shouldn't be here in the first place, because I was so angry. I can't believe that I said that to him, but I did. My husband looked at me with the eyes full of tears and he stormed out of the house. That was several days ago, and he says that he's not coming home until I apologize about his child who ultimately passed from fetal alcohol or something like that. That's what she put in parentheses. Apologize for what? He had a whole baby on me. I don't give a F about a drunk ass side baby. I'm the victim here. He should be apologizing to me. No. What do you think? I am the victim here, right? Deja, I'm sorry I messed it up. Warner's Accounting and Tax Services, 15% discount if you're tuning into the show right now. Hit her up. We know y'all need y'all taxes done, and y'all need to stop using H&R Block and all that other stuff. Go get you somebody that can get you a little bit more return, baby. They getting y'all ass in and out of there like you will save a lot or something. Please go and see somebody personally about your tax situation. Thank you. Deja, I got your back, sis. I got your back. Now back to this crazy, janky, what would you do? Okay, let's get into it. Recap, because I see a few people trickling in. Woman married to her husband. She noticed that he was working overtime, but he was not bringing home any additional money. She asked him, was he cheating? He flat out told her that his girlfriend that he was with, his girlfriend, he's the husband, that she had just had his son, and the son was not doing too good. He ultimately passed. The wife said, good, because he shouldn't be here in the first place. You know, this is a tough one. Now, sis, you were absolutely the victim. You were absolutely the victim before your heinous comments, girl. So yes, you're still the victim here, but you also made yourself kind of like the predator when you said that comment. Because that baby didn't ask to be here. That baby didn't know that he was coming into a situationship, a side situationship, or what have you. Mm. It was her at the end just saying that she didn't care about a drunk ass side baby for me. Like, baby, you might be a little rough around the edges, but why do y'all say these nasty things to one another? Deja said, I don't know how to respond to this story. Everybody sucks here. I agree. Auntie Tracy said yes and no. The baby is innocent. Yeah, like that baby didn't know that he was being born into this chaotic situation. So you were the victim up until you said those comments. You don't get a chance to be fully in your victimhood the way that you would have if you just would have played the I can't believe you did this to me. Because this the thing. As ladies, you know your man. You know your man. You know your man. I don't care at what point. You know his flow. You know what he introduced you to. You know when it's somebody else. This situation is crazy. Stephanie, she was wrong for saying that. God will get her, and she would say that when she's mad. Yeah, for me, what would you do? She asked, is she the victim? She was the victim, but she chipped away at that and took majority of that particular victimhood away by those comments. You can't say anything like that. That when you're mean like that and you get so angry that you allow yourself to go to that place, you can't come back from that. Girl, draw up the papers. Draw up the papers. Because I don't know how you can come back from that. Now, we don't know the situations here, okay, on if they have children or if she maybe was not able to have children. There might be a lot of different factors here that were not initially discussed in this original submission. But I mean, dang, girl, the baby. What's wrong with y'all? Why do y'all talk about people's kids? Or talk about the children? The children should never be the object of like your clapback. I think we can all agree on that. Why are we using the babies to clap back? What's that about? Like, if you're going to be mad, you have to be mad at the person that you were with. And I see y'all trickling in for tonight's What Would You Do? Welcome to the Blueprint Live tonight. Oh, Kim is back. Hold on. Kim, I'm going to give you a quick recap. Woman and a husband are married. The woman notices that he was working an unmeasurable amount of overtime, but he was still keep bringing in the same coin. She asked him blatantly if he was cheating, and he told her that he had a son on the way and with his girlfriend, and the son was dying apparently from some type of fetal alcohol syndrome. She said to him, good, because he shouldn't be here in the first place, out of anger. And her husband is extremely upset. And she was asking, is she the victim? So we were talking about how this young lady is the victim, but she really put herself at a bad spot by saying that about the child. So that's where we are at for tonight. Hold on. Yeah, she was wrong for saying that. Hold on. Born into a life by a cheater. The child is not to blame. The husband is wrong. Yeah. If anything, it's like, girl, I'm not no advocate for domestic violence or anything like that, but you make him feel that. He made those choices. Because look, this is the thing. And I'm gonna say something, and it may sound crazy to those to people, but go with me here. And I'm speaking as someone that is a wife. Okay. If I personally find out that my spouse is stepping out with somebody, he is the only person that I'm holding the feet to the fire with. I don't care about who you are. You know, like, you got to be somebody like that's close to me, like a family member or a friend or something, where I'm going to step to you and be like, okay, now we have to fight. Like, I'm not talking to you. I'm going to slap you because you disrespectful. But if this is somebody that I don't know, I don't have no ties with, I don't work with this person, you owe me nothing. Because I didn't take my vows with you. I took my vows with this knucklehead. And now I'm about to get him back to the house and 2-piece his ass up. Okay, do you hear me? We gotta fight. I'm fighting the person that I'm in a relationship with. I would never. Let me tell you this, and ladies, hear me out. I'm talking to somebody right now that you done probably just found out that your little woo, okay, your man, your whoever, and you about to go and barber this is Shirley somebody. Take a step back, sis. You too far in the trenches. As women, we owe it to ourselves to at least be respectful of our own selves first, to not even engage in no foolishness. Before you hoes that do respectfully, God gonna get you. But for the one that's having you in that situation and you've had this happen to you, you step to the person that you made your covenant with. That's who owes you. And that is who you are entitled to that. It's like when they be having a mesothelioma, like if you took this mesothelioma, call 1-800-377. Baby, you entitled to that. That's your man. He just happened to put himself on a board like he was community, but unfortunately, like you own that domain, sis. That's what it is, and vice versa. I'm not ever stepping to no other person. I don't owe you nothing. Who are you? I'm gonna step to the person that I'm with. The only time that I would cross that is if it's somebody that like knows me personally, like we friends. Like if you was ever my dog for real, and then you just like, you know what, I'm finna mess with her husband. I'm finna do this. I'm finna mess with her little woo. Prepare to fight. Let us do it. I'm snatching my own unit off. I'm finna fight you at that point. But if this is somebody that I don't know, baby, I wish I would. David said, to piggyback off Stephanie, people do say things when they're mad at something. Yeah, I do think that there's a level of grace. So, we're going to get into the what would you do. Kiki is joining us and she got her drink too. Baby, we celebrating. I'm having a great time tonight. Now, Kim, hold on. She said, yes, she was definitely wrong for saying that because despite how that baby was born, saying something like that when it's dying is absolutely terrible. Her heartbreak does not trump saying that malicious statement. Not at all. That's why I said, Kim, I'm like, we can't give no passes for that. I got to do an auntie sponge. I told you I've been drinking up in here. I'm getting hot. She said something that was very horrible. That child didn't do anything. Okay. That child was made from a situation, granted, that was messed up. And it's probably then rocked her to her core from hearing some news like that. Because nobody, if you've taken a covenant for somebody, nobody wants to come home and have to have the conversation or be a part of the conversation that your mate, your person, has decided to step out on you and to create life and to create branches in other places. That's heartbreaking. Yeah. Kim said, heavy on a 2-piece, your man immediately. I'm stepping to him. I'm not stepping to you. Because I know for me on April 20th, I didn't stand up there and marry this person. I married this person. So he's the person that I'm entitled to get some type of response or reprieve from that. I don't need that from you. I wouldn't give a woman the satisfaction. Hell, or a man. Because look, these are times that we living in. Okay? You got to worry about the 1 or the 2, the 3 or the 4. Now, he should apologize to you. That was one of her questions. Yes, he should apologize to you, but you're not going to get that apology because you just killed that apology by saying that messed up stuff that you said, sis. So this is what you're going to do. Because what you said was wrong. And I know a lot of these what would you do's, we get on the guys real bad. Oh, we get on the guys real bad. Let me fill up. Because I'm celebrating. I might mess around and drink this whole thing tonight. But Anthony, you going to come in and be like, raccoon activity. Y'all, my husband be saying this raccoon activity when he come in and I be toe up. Baby, it be looking like a Law and Order scene. I be in the bed like a little stick figure. Yes, honey, it's going to be one of them. Order us some breakfast because I'm not cooking nothing, baby. I'm not cooking nothing till Saturday. That's how we do it around here. I'm like, this is how we do it. But let's get into what you're going to do here is that you're going to absolutely apologize for saying that. Okay. So whatever mode of communication that you're using with your husband, whether if he's blocked you or whatever the case is, whatever way that you can let him know, hey, I did not mean that, because nobody would mean to say anything so malicious like that about a child. You can say that I was extremely caught up in my anger and frustration over the news that you shared with me. And while I said that, that does not reflect how I feel about your child, and I'm sorry for your loss. But before you let him come home, you best to get your apology too, sis. You cheated on me and had a whole baby. And now you are over there playing the victim. Oh, has anybody ever dated a narcissist? Raise your glass. Kim said, facts. I'll never step to a chick again. Not ever. See, let me tell you. Okay. All right. Y'all want to talk? I'm gonna put your comment back on the screen. So I've only stepped to a woman one time in my life. But we actually teamed up and teamed together, and we went and whooped his ass. This was back in my college days. Again, MzMetchi does not, I don't promote domestic violence at all, but I can only tell you, I'm here to tell you my real authentic story. So I was dating a guy at the time when we were in college, and he lived in St. Louis, or East St. Louis. He lived there at the time. Hold on, I'm gonna fix my wig. Body tea, hair tea, titties tea, ew. Okay, I'm having a good time tonight. Pardon me. This one is totally gonna be. I have so much editing to do for this. I done cussed like 17 times. We having a good time tonight. Let's do it. But I was dating this guy, and I would say we dated like a good. I mean, we were like a semester and some change in. I'm just like, my man, my baby. He get me down, loving me, driving me crazy. Okay. And so that was the vibe back then. And because he lived out in St. Louis, he would say like, hey, you know what? I'm going to on the weekends. So I ended up finding out. I'll give you the preface of it. I was the weekday boo. Boo. Okay. So this is how it all came out. He ended up telling me, he's like, I'm going home this weekend. And this was the thing every weekend. So every weekend I would like kick it with my friends and all that other stuff. I've always been a social girl. I love to go outside, like me and outside friends. So, we're doing that. And I had decided on this particular Friday, because he would always leave on Fridays, right? Like, Fridays is like, we go, like, I'm like, we having a good time. And everybody go to class. And then it's like, I wouldn't see him again until like Monday, Tuesday. Cool. That was the schedule. I was cool with that. He's going home. And so, child, I decided I wanted me some McDonald's. So I'm like, you know what? I got to roll over to the student center. So me and my girls, we at the student center. Guess who we bump into? I'm like, mind you, had just left my dorm, child. Had just left. I'm like, what you doing here getting make chickens and stuff too? Why are you here? Who sent you? You're supposed to be on your way to St. Louis right now. Well, shortly after, so I left from there. I'm like, okay, you going, like, what's up? Because, in my mind, I'm just like, well, if you're going to be here for the weekend, I mean, so that was really the vibe, genuinely. So by the time I got back to my dorm, I'm getting an unknown call. I'm like, who is this? She's like, who is this? I'm like, who is this? Because I was trying to schedule me an appointment for after the club. Period. Wanna take you in the back of the club. That was me. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm getting this call. I'm like, what's up? What's up? So we're talking, and then we just like, okay, we're on the same campus. Let's meet up. She like, girl, he ain't left. I'm like, what you mean? He not in St. Louis? What you mean? She like, girl, they having a bonfire over by the lake. Me and her rolled up. And I ain't gonna say her first name, but I'll just, sis, if you ever see this, I know you remember when we went. So we go over here. So where he was at, he outside, he kicking the bubbles, baby. They're having a whole bonfire. When he saw us walk up, he was just like, We walked over to the lake together. Y'all, we whooped his ass and pushed him in the lake. I promise y'all, we whooped his ass and we pushed him in the lake. I'm talking about full. He got on his whole little, you dig. I'm just like, push him in the water. Those were my crazy days. I would never, and I vowed that day, because we had a good kiki. Oh, honey. And then we went to the club after that. I didn't go with her, but she ended up at the club, and I let her juke on me a little bit, because I'm just like, girl, we done been through some shit tonight. Let's go and have a good time. But I told y'all, we cussing tonight, okay? This the Blueprint Live. This ain't the MzMetchi show. We getting into it. But I vowed to myself that night, then anybody that I was dealing with, I was not going to ever engage with whoever the other party was, because I'm not dealing with them. I'm only dealing with you. And you have to have those experiences sometime to know, never ever step to the other person. They don't owe you anything. Nothing. You handle who is in your house, your heart, and your downstairs region. Can I get somebody to hear me out real quick? Kim said, I mean, honestly, the marriage seems to be a wash. He was disrespectful to their marriage by stepping out and then impregnating somebody. And she was disrespectful to their marriage by saying something hurtful and malicious. They may just need to go see the judge and move on. Baby, it's going to take some deep healing. Ayanla Vazant, whatever her name is, some Chick-fil-A and some other things. It's a lot going on. Nisha said, girl, you on one tonight. You know what? I'm in celebration mode, and I just feel like, you know what? Why not be real raw and uncut? Why not? Why not? Makita, I won't even share my story, because been there, done that. Sis, we didn't all play the fool before. Everybody. And I don't mind sharing my story, because when I tell you, you know what? It gives me the giggles now, because I'm just like this. Oh my God. I'm like, who I am now, I would never put up with anything like that ever in my life. No more. Like, you know, it's just some things you graduate from. I love that for us. It's the graduation. Sis, go. What you're going to do is that you're going to be a real one. Because one thing about a woman, even when she's hurt, even when she's heartbroken, she's still a real one. So what you're going to do is that you're going to take accountability. Because let me tell you something. These Kevin Samuel ass men will try to tell you women don't take accountability. Women don't apologize when they're wrong. Let me tell y'all something. I've been in my relationship for 15 years. MzMetchi has been wrong. Wrong. As two left shoes. Anthony, Doe. Anthony, my love, my honey. I have my flowers right here, baby. Thank you. My husband he sent me some flowers to my job. Him love me. I love you, baby. I've been wrong. I've had to apologize to my husband. And I didn't used to apologize. I was a mean. I was meanie. He mean too. We both get our streaks or whatever the case is. And I'm not a morning person. And he be getting off in the morning. And I'm just like, you know what? Stop being cunty with your husband. Be real. I've been wrong. But men will tell you, the first thing they say, women don't apologize and all that other stuff. Real women do. When you mess up, you own up. So sis, we're going to own up that making those comments about the child that was uncalled for and childish and bogus. Don't ever do that again. That's beneath you. You don't crawl to the levels of the depth where people try to take you just because they're down there. You don't have to join them. Baby, if you walking up on high ground, are you hopping in the sewer on your way? Or are you going to keep moving past? I think we at the place where we're going to move past. So we're going to acknowledge that. And then we're going to say, you know what? I am owed an apology too for you going against the covenant that we made together. And then you're going to walk away in peace. Don't reach out no more. Don't say anything. Queens say something once and walk away. And you let the chips fall as they may. That's the advice that I have for you. We're going to own up. And we're going to say what it is that we need in that moment, because you have some just due as well. And then we're going to walk away and go and mind our business. Get your paper up. Get you a savings. Make you a couple transfers if y'all got some joint stuff. Baby, if you need a personal consultation, call me. Email. We want to set you up and get you in the right position. But you got to apologize. You shouldn't have said that about the child. I'm going on break. And when I come back, we're hopping into tonight's What's Happening, What's Up right after this break.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye.
Time to get into what's happening and what's up in these streets. Let's get it.
Let's get it. It's time for what's happening, what's up tonight. Y'all, okay. I'm starting it off. I feel like y'all know we like to take the flow for what's happening, what's up into. Let's start it off. Y'all, James Vanderbeek passed away. Are we getting that old where everybody's passing away? Y'all, look, Auntie Tracy, I know you on here. Thank you for sharing the news. Look, I want to go ahead and take a moment. My cousin passed away. That's what's happening, what's up in my life. Cousin Jackie. We are losing people, y'all. Look, I want this to serve as a reminder for what's happening, what's up, that we are losing people, and we got to love on each other. If you on the phone with your friends, your family, or whoever, let them know you love them. Leave good, lasting memories. I was really saddened to hear about, of course, my cousin. I'm like, this is my family, and then also like, James Vanderbeek. Now, I don't know if this man, a lot of the times when some of these stars be passing, I'm like, are they MAGA? I can't, but I do. I'll be like, hold on before I extend my things here, Very sad. David said, yes, I was heartbroken when he passed away. Very sad to hear that. Very sad. Auntie Tracy said, yes, we have to love on each other. Auntie Tracy, I love you, girl. Nisha, my condolences to you and your family. Thank you, sis. Like, you know what? And it just be a lot. The thing about it is my little family tree, it wasn't really like a big gang of us. So our leaves and our branches these days they look a little slim. And that's really what's going on. So, if you have your family, hold them close. Hell, sometimes I wish we had a big family. I wish I had a gang of siblings and cousins and stuff like that. On my dad's side, we just got Stanley. What up, Big Stan? My cousin, he ride Habusas and everything. Shout out to him. It's not a lot of us. On my mom's side, it's not a lot of us. And we definitely don't connect the way that we supposed to. Let's drink to that. How will y'all be staying in the city and don't get together? A shame. A shame. David said, I love watching Dawson's Creek and Varsity Blues. Absolutely. Two great works of art, honey. Great. I love you too, Auntie Tracy, for sure. What's up, cuz? We talking about family. Look, let me speak on this real quick. Lynn, I want to tell you this. I know that I haven't seen you in a while, but I thank you for, of course, it ain't friendship, it's familyship. I hadn't met my cousin. And then, Lynn, if I met you when I was younger, girl, I don't remember. But I'll say this, the way that you embraced us when Grandma Daisy passed and just always kept us in the loop, it closed off some things for me. And I love you, cuz y'all know on the show, I love to give my flowers, and we got to do it in real time because hell, the things that's going on, we don't know what is next. So I prefer to give my flowers while I can, while you can still smell them. But cuz, thank you. Thank you for your familyship, for loving on us. I love you. I really do. I really, really do, Lynn. Thank you so much. For real. I just want to say that tonight. Kim, David Burns, me too. Dawson was my boo. Yeah, I mean, James Vanderbeek was fine, y'all, for real. Clock that. Now, for all my South suburban folks in the Chicagoland area, former Dalton Mayor Tiffany Haynard was booted from office more than 7 months ago. Y'all know this. The team that's currently in office right now, y'all, why are they suing the Village's bank? saying that they allowed Tiffany Haddish to take funds. They allowed her to take $1.8 million in taxpayer funds. They're trying to sue to get that back, y'all. They're suing the bank that's in the neighborhood, claiming that they allowed her to take these funds. And y'all gonna have to hold some fundraisers or some different things. Y'all gonna have to do it. You gonna have to do it for real. Lynn, she said, you don't ever have to thank me. Love you more. Nah, for real. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we love her. We talk about that all the time. I'm like, I love Lynn. Stephanie, very sad. Dawson's Creek is part of my youth list. Rest in peace, James. Yes, rest in peace to him. With Tiffany Haddish, they let her run crazy for a while. And this is the thing, watching her stuff, I mean, fights used to break out at their town halls. What a time to be a Dalton resident at that time, if you're from the Chicagoland area. It was a lot, but that lawsuit is egregious. Now, I know y'all been seeing Pam Bondi in the news. Why she been going so hard? I'm like, girl, I thought she was supposed to be for the people. That's incredible. That's incredible how she's been acting on TV. Yes, Lynn says she loves you back. Makita, I sold my house in Dawson because she was horrible. Girl, okay, look, it sounds like you need to be entering some testimonials. So she's been facing off from questions from Congress on everything with the Epstein files and, just different investigations that are going on surrounding our current sitting president. She's dodged every single question. She's been going off. Like, he literally, I don't understand how he's been doing all of this stuff and getting these people under control, but we won't harp tonight. We're running out of time. Now, next up, Don Lemon, he hires, he recently just hired a federal prosecutor because did y'all know that Don Lemon, he, if y'all don't remember, he was an anchor for CNN. He's gone independent. Love him as an independent journalist. Love him. Love him down. Love him. He got arrested recently trying to give us the news of everything that was happening in Minnesota, which has been abnormally quiet. I've been personally keeping up with it and looking, TikTok has been like the home of looking at what's happening outside of your home, what's happening in the neighborhoods around you. He just hired a U.S. prosecutor to help him with his case, what he has going on. Be on the lookout for that. It's definitely something. Now, you all know, remember when it was the big push for everybody to get their vaccines? Like, you got to do it. You got to do it. Y'all, why did the Food and Drug Administration, they are currently refusing to consider Moderna's application for their new flu vaccine. Okay. They're refusing it. They don't want the vaccines. Yeah, we got some rough things that's going on. And I don't like to make it political, but I do like to keep you informed. Keep you accountable. Now, they've made it with Nobel Prize winning technology. So technically, it will be something that's good for us. But for some reason, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is refusing to even consider it. They're not even taking the application for what's going on. This is something that I think that you should know. And I don't know if some of these pharmaceutical companies are going to start moving into more independent routes where, like, if they're not accepted, they can, sell the greatness of their product and get the people to purchase from them directly. But I'm very, very interested to see what happens next when it comes down to the different vaccines, the different medications that are available, how it becomes available, who's going to fight for the people. Or are they all out to get us? You just never know. You just never know. Now, I was really, really saddened to hear about this news because you know what? Look, this is the thing. Even if it's something that you don't describe to when I tell you all this story, we're seeing a lot of reversal for a lot of growth that happened for different people. So the rainbow pride flag sign has been removed in New York's historic Stonewall National Monument that's in Manhattan. So they have a monument. It's got all the different flags. They've absolutely removed those. And the LGBTQIA community, they're not very happy about that. We're seeing a lot of reversals for the growth that happened for different classes of people. Again, I only share this with you because this is what's happening and what's up that's going on around you. So although it's not New York, and I'm from the Chicagoland area, I'm here. The MzMetchi show premieres on February 23rd. I'm gonna just go ahead and drop that. I'm in Chicago, but New York, places like them, like places like Detroit, these are our neighbors. So when we see the reversal of movement in these respective cities, we have to take note. So that's why I'm sharing that with you all tonight. Stephanie added that the moral of the story, don't be Tiffany and not her celebrating thinking she got away. You know what? People like that, Stephanie, when they do wrong and they take from folks and they don't do the right thing, you just have to pray for their soul. Pray for their soul. That's all you can do. Now I'm going to take a quick break, and then when I come back, we're going to be talking about clapping for yourself, honey. Clap for yourself. That's the topic right after this break.
Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you could treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. Now it's time for the Blueprint Live's topic of the day. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. And baby, it's time for our topic of the night. And I'm talking about clapping for yourself. Your wins don't need an audience. Now, earlier, I ain't gonna lie, I was going off and I hated it. I was. Hold on, David. What he talking about? So Don Lemon campaigning for a politician, but he's a journalist. He was fired from CNN after the interview with Elon Musk walked out. Yeah, that was an unfortunate situation. I do still support him. I do. I support him. I like his style, David. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to lie. Now, getting into tonight's topic. Okay, clapping for yourself. So yeah, I was going off with the hated it earlier. I was. And I meant that. I meant it. But it's important, we talk about, I think a lot of the times, and I'm speaking especially to my people that promote, you got businesses or different things, you be wanting the support, you be wanting to clap it up with your people when things happen. However, it's very important that you clap for yourself first. And that clap comes from within, because everyone's not going to celebrate you. Okay. And that's not the test that you have in your life, right? Like the test is that do you celebrate you? Because the reality of it is that some of the hardest lessons that you have to learn with that is that the people that's close to you may not always celebrate you in a way that you imagined, right? They may not know how. They may struggle with celebrating themselves. They could feel triggered by your growth, by your success, whatever that is, And you have to use whatever those things are. Like, it's just like, if you are looking for the external applause, I stopped looking for that a long time ago. But can I speak to y'all about a time when I looked for it? Ooh, cringe. I can say that honestly. It was cringe. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have been doing that. Boo. And not so much as like looking for where it's like, I need this to survive, but more so like that you feel like that proximity is going to proximity and maybe your efforts, you feel like that's the natural response. But I'm here to tell you, as someone that's that has experienced it, it's just in different realms, even whether if it's professionally in my 9 to 5, in my business, in my personal life, whatever, that sometimes it may not always be the way that you imagine, and you have to use that as information to kind of gauge your level of investment, right? And then taking whatever energy that you were exerting out and putting it back in. I tell y'all that one of my mantras is turning pain into power. And some of that pain came from overgiving. And when you overgive, sometimes you over celebrate and you over make the moment, And I'm extra. I'm extra in every realm of my life. I'm like, no, you can do this. You can totally like scale this up. And you can do it for pennies on the dot. Like, that's just how I am. So when I had first noticed, as far as like that there was, I was having like these silent expectations of like, oh, this, you would think that this person would do this, or these people. I learned very early on that it's just like, no. Let me check in with self first. Am I doing that for myself first? Because then this is the thing. You recognize that if you're doing that for yourself first, you're not even looking to see like who's clapping. You only hear your claps. This be me. I'm like, I be clapping mine like a stripper. Clap, clap. I didn't used to always do that for myself, but it was like when that moment clicked for me that it's just like this. You may not ever get the applause, but if you got your own applause, don't none of that matter because you still got the applause. You see how that works? You see how it works? Okay. I feel like this is especially important for, I'm speaking to the women and the creatives and the entertainers, because I mean, how many women, and I'm speaking to my mothers too. I don't have children, but I am a child. I'm somebody's child. I don't have kids, but I'm somebody's child. So I understand that a lot of the things that we do is a thankless job, right? I'm speaking to my mothers that's getting up and you running with them babies, and they got all types of sports and shit. They got all types of things that you just like, God dang, I just need a couple moments just to take a nap. I need a breather. You need a moment to yourself. One of them sick. The other one is going crazy and acting like a Tasmanian devil. I'm speaking to y'all. Okay. You might not feel seen. When I wasn't clapping for myself, I felt invisible in those moments. I did. I felt like I'm just like, and then I think it's especially heinous when you have had different relations with people. And we're talking about, this could be family, friends, your lovers, whomever, right? And they once used to see you. They would see you, the full you, your full picture, everything. And then at some moment you become invisible. They don't see you anymore. You are a non-factor, right? You're at your job and you're giving it your best. You've hit all of your targets and everything. And then that promotion comes and they pass you up, right? So you feel like that all of these things that you did before, that it was in vain. Why did I work so hard and they didn't choose me? They didn't see me. They didn't understand the value that I brought to that. I'm speaking to y'all as somebody that's been an underdog. I'm still the underdog in a lot of things. I've been in situations where God immediately gave me discernment to hide my skills and the things that I could bring, because them people wanted to use me. I've been in those situations where I'm just like this. I got to clap over here privately because there's some bad energy over here. You ever have to go and clap silently? You like, I'm still clapping for myself, but I can't clap in front of these people. You don't need an audience. You don't need people around to validate what it is that you know. If you're a good mom and you're getting up and giving it all you got and you going to work and you doing all these things, you're still doing it whether if you receive the recognition or not. You are still that girl. You a father, okay? You a worker, you just got a promotion, you just graduated wherever station it is that you are in life. Because there's some people out here, like I hate to see the videos. Oh, y'all know the videos that get me, the people that graduate from the armed services and nobody is there to tap them out. Oh, those I have military in my family. That's heartbreaking. Because look, when I tell you we show up in groves, we looking up tickets, hotels, Airbnbs. We'll show up and do whatever we can. But when you see like there's certain people that they don't even have those people to clap for them when they end up experiencing something or getting through things that's monumental. They still participated, they still graduated, right? But they don't have anyone to clap for them. So how do you start clapping for yourself? I want to speak to somebody that feel like maybe celebrating yourself or tooting your own horn, that it comes off as arrogant or that you're not humble. Cause I was there too. I used to be like, well, I don't want to pop it too hard. Now I'm like, I don't give a damn. I'm finna pop it. Because why not? Clap for yourself and own your greatness. It's a beautiful place to be. I feel like I crossed over the rainbow where I'm just like this. I'm like, you're really that girl. Lean into it. Lean in. And I'm a discerning person. So of course I can pick up on the vibes, like when, the people that you would expect, because you expect them to show up how you imagined. You can feel the energy when they can't show up, but then you have to understand that that's still completely separate from the clap that you're doing for yourself. Take stock in what it is that you do. Know what it is that you do. Know the power that you bring, your impact. Know what you do. I sit in this season of my life genuinely, and I asked God for probably, oh my goodness, it was probably 2022. Going into 2023, I'm like, God, what do you want me to do? I was consistent as far as in my business, but I wasn't really seeing any growth. I didn't really have anything monumental that was going on at the time. I was just coming on here on Thursdays and bearing my heart and soul out to y'all, because that's what we do. We put it all on the table, and then we start fresh the next week, right? I was like, what do you want me to do? And then as I started walking in that, I noticed that as things were flourishing, it was just like, the people that were, some of them that were once happy, it was just kind of like, it felt kind of cringe to tell them about the wins and the good things. And that's not a good feeling. But my self-celebration never stopped for me. I just be over in the corner like, doo-doo-doo. You know how they be dancing on Charlie Brown and stuff? Like, that'd be me with my feet moving real fast. I'm having so much fun doing all of this. Clap for yourself. Celebrate yourself, whatever that looks like. Because when you do it, you're not looking for anything externally, and you stop shrinking yourself and you allow yourself to walk into your full purpose. You step into your boundaries that hold space for you rather than you holding space for others. It's a beautiful place to be. It doesn't mean that you are arrogant. It doesn't mean that you acting different or you acting funny. And anybody that's saying that, they won off of you playing small and dimming your light. When you're appreciating you and clapping for yourself, anyone that tries to humble you within those situations, they are trying to shrink you in those particular moments, and you have to rise above that. That's why clapping for yourself is so important. It doesn't matter who's looking or who's not. I ain't gonna lie to you, I've been clapping all week. I be peeping, but I be still clapping too. I'm clapping. I'm sipping. I got my Copajn, baby. I got my champagne. We doing it. We are doing it. Let's see. Deja said, yes, a message. She loves it. Kim, self first, always, and recenter. Recentering. When you're clapping for yourself, you should be at the center before you know what I'm saying? Like, because we give the applause, but then we skip ourselves. Why do we do that? Self first. And I can speak to y'all as someone that I can't say that I was not centering myself, but it was just like, you got to recognize, like, when you just exerting so much energy, draw it back and draw it into self. I don't know. It make you feel good. You be all glowy and stuff. What's up, sis? Now look, girl, drop your business in the comments. Come on now, Mrs. Griffin. Come on now. Tanae, preach. Come on, Tanae still on here. Hey, baby. How you doing, baby? What you sipping over there? Go ahead, beautiful. Look, I'm just talking to y'all. I would, clap for yourself if you are around spaces, because this is the thing. When you start clapping for yourself and you start doing it loudly, you may hear this one phrase. Somebody gonna feel me on this. You doing too much. Do the most. Do more than what you was doing. Do what your heart desires. You don't need anybody else to validate that but yourself. I'm telling you. When you move out of the space for looking externally and you look within, it's a game changer. You level up in a way you can't be stopped. You only stop and lose momentum if you want to. Nothing else will shake you. Become, what's the word? Unf-wittable. I can't say it because I'm not going to use that word. Hold on. Let me get this on the comment. Come on now. Kim said do the absolute most every time. Every single time. Every single time. Come on, Jamila. She said, they say we doing too much because they not doing enough. Come on. Girl. Baby, look. They say you doing too much because they not doing enough. Anyone that's trying to pipe you down, especially because, look, this is the thing. Once you master clapping for yourself, don't ever feel like you have to justify it. Can I share that with you? When you clapping for yourself real loud, never feel like you have to justify it to anyone. They mad because of what they not doing. They mad because they see you going for it. And maybe they just can't get there. Ask for help, y'all. Instead of dry hating, just ask for help. You can get there too. I be asking for help all the time. I'll be like, how did you do that? Or I'll just hire him or delegate whatever task I need to him. I'm just like, I'm not about to play. We trying to level up. I clap for myself. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This show going on TV, I set out a goal, and let me tell y'all, I was real intentional. Kim G, you are in the comments right now, so just put your hand up if you remember this conversation, that it was the day that I feel like that was the day that we manifested the stuff that's happening now. But Kim and I had a very rough week that week, and y'all know, look, of course, we're not telling y'all what the hell was happening to us that week, but it was tumultuous, right? And I feel like in that conversation, we declared and decreed a lot of things. And we just set out the goals after we had just had a whole fit on the phone that day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, my show is going to be on television in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It's going to get out to more people than what I'm getting it out to now. And she also had her goals, which she is walking in her goals. I'm so proud of you. And I'll be damned if it happened. And it was just like, before I shared it, before I did anything, I didn't even journal about it. Because yes, I'm a journaler. Y'all go get y'all some therapy. Get y'all a goddamn journal, okay? Stop putting this shit on Facebook. We tired of that, okay? We want you put it in a diary, okay? Put it in a safe space. But I put it out there, and for me first, and it was just like I had to have my own private celebration before I share. Clap for yourself first. Clapping for yourself first means checking in with you first. I love what my critique is before anybody else can come and taint it or add on their opinions or things that I may not need to hear at that time because I'm in my own glow. I encourage you to get into yours too. Go after whatever it is. And when you do it, clap for yourself. We don't look for any external things. You could peep it. But we're not internalizing that because we checking in with self first. And self, how you feel? Self feel good. I hope you are too. Now I'm going to take a quick break and then we're going to close out with tonight's quote of the night. I appreciate y'all. We've been celebrating tonight. What you think? Let me go ahead and take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing on up right after this break.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Learn more about MzMetchi today. She's an entrepreneur, host of the Blueprint Live, media personality, professional brand ambassador, brand talent manager, commercial real estate professional, event host, beauty and fashion influencer, marketing and promotions professional. Learn more about MzMetchi by visiting MzMetchi.com for more information.
Thank you so much for all of my listeners for tuning in. And now it's time for the quote of the night.
So I've been dropping tidbits on you all. So I feel like that with tonight's quote of the night, I'll leave you with this. You got to have a personal code of ethics that you won't break or bend for anyone. No matter how anyone acts, stick to your code. I'll leave you all with that. No matter what it is that you're facing, have your own code of ethics that you follow. Your drawing board, your foundation. Last night we spoke, our Women Are the Blueprint is the theme for the BWPL for this year, for our class that's going to be entering. And I tell you what, I named the Blueprint Media Company what it was for a reason, because I believe in just being the foundation. And in having that foundation, I absolutely have my code of ethics. I'm not switching that up for anything, anyone, whatever it is. Stick to your code. Know what your own code is first. Stick with it second. If you do that, I promise you, there's some wins that could come along the way. For sure. Nisha, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me tonight. Deja, yes, queen, you are amazing. I love you down. This is my sister cousin for real. And we at the brunch on April 25th. But sis, we need to go and find us some eatery danceries in the danceries, okay? For sure. Let's get that together. We need that on the schedule right away. I want to thank my special guest tonight, Charlie Moon. You all make sure that you stream Sex, Chains, and Heartbreak. I'm not gonna lie. He took us on a journey with this particular project, and I am excited to add some of his music to the Blueprint Live playlist, because I wish I could just drop the whole album in there, but I think the other artists would get a little bit irritated with me if I did that. I don't think that they like that very much, but you all go ahead and stream that entire album. It's available anywhere that you listen to your favorite music. Thank y'all for joining in the comments and joining the conversation for tonight. Thank you for celebrating with me. Okay, I'm pouring up a little bit more before I close it out. I told y'all this is a done deal, but it's only up from here. Whatever it is that you're doing, I hope that you get what your heart's desire. If you haven't already, make sure that you're following the Blueprint Media Company and MzMetchi everywhere, because you know what? I tell you what. And I ain't, some people will say, oh, girl, you're going to cuss it. But I believe that if I continue to keep walking the path that God has for me, I know that it's only up from here. So cheers to me. Cheers to you. And until next time, bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Blueprint Live. I'm your girl, MzMetchi. Make sure that you're following me on all platforms at MzMetchi and at the BP Media Co. See y'all next week. Okay, bye.